Why do we really need the Starship? Yes, the question is for you. Obviously, the Mars trip that Musk has been planning in his gigantic workshop in Texas will be the answer to it. If it is, where is the Starship now? And where was Starship in its beginning? That sparked some doubt, right? Well, here we are to end that doubt. Hey folks, welcome back once again to the Observatory, where we bring you the newest and best updates in the tech world. For daily videos, please consider subscribing to our channel. Elon Musk has already been sharing images of the progress being made on the orbiting Starship prototype known as S1N, which is now being built at SpaceX's Boca Chica, Texas facility. This suggests that he's currently quite focused on Starship. And he gave further information about Starship and how it would eventually need a function in order to fulfill Musk's ambition of turning humanity into an extraterrestrial race with the Mars colony. So if some of you guys are unfamiliar with the Starship, let me break it down for you. So basically, the Starship is SpaceX's spacecraft that can take you to space and back to Earth. A vehicle that could transport humans and commodities to space with ease, and at the same time is reusable. So basically, Musk plans on using this giant ship and moving stuff between Earth and Mars. In fact, if you guys take a look at it, you'll see that the Starship appears to have been taken right out of a pulp science fiction book. It'll eventually stand close to 200 feet tall, bullet-shaped and covered in stainless steel. However, the Starhopper, which resembles a water tower, is considerably smaller. Beginning in 2012, when Elon Musk, CEO of the American aerospace firm SpaceX, first publicly announced a high-level intention to produce a reusable rocket system with far more capabilities than the Falcon 9, the SpaceX Starship was developed under a variety of different names and initiatives. You might be wondering, what are these Falcons you're talking about? Well, they fall within the category of reusable rockets, although they're not big enough to carry enormous loads of cargo or go great distances. You get it, right? Actually, this spacecraft's name wasn't originally the Starship. Longtime followers already know the spacecraft was once known as the Big Falcon rocket, an orbital rocket, or simply BFR. The Starship can transport both freight and people to and from orbit, since it's a reusable, two-stage rocket that can also serve as a taxi and a cargo carrier. The booster phase, often known as the Super Heavy, is the first stage of the Starship. The second category, referred to as the Starship, is the one that is focused on transporting people or goods. In short, the Starship is the name of the entire spacecraft. Musk had been working on the concept for some time. Originally, the goal of this program was to create a transit carrier to aid in the colonization of Mars. Now, it also wants to bring back commercial jetliners by transporting people and goods around the globe. Didn't expect that, right? Well, it's their expectations, and we can't mess around with those. After receiving NASA's backing, SpaceX has now built a number of versions to work with the agency's Artemis mission to put people on the moon's surface. The next iteration of the Starship designed for NASA's Artemis moon landing mission requires a lander for a protracted lunar stall, and one that could carry a larger cargo to the moon's surface while still maintaining high levels of safety. After a protracted competition between SpaceX and two other space transportation firms, Musk's SpaceX ultimately emerged victorious and secured the big contract in April 2021. The Artemis mission's scheduled completion date was 2024. However, based on the most recent information, Musk seems confident in delivering the spaceship earlier than that. Therefore, it would appear that the Starship is among the largest things to happen in this century. In actuality, it seeks to revolutionize numerous areas in the field of aerospace engineering. You must be having a lot of questions about the spacecraft and its engines right now, don't you? Yes, a completely new type of rocket technology would be needed to go to and from Mars. Therefore, SpaceX started working on a Starship that was originally known as the Huge Falcon rocket, as we previously explained. It was a spacecraft made of a stainless steel alloy that benefited from a booster stage known as the Super Heavy. All they needed now was an engine that could power all these rockets. Making the rocket reusable was the first thing SpaceX decided to accomplish. Everyone was aware that SpaceX has always been into reusable rockets. You see, NASA was using expensive, single-use rockets for its space-bound missions, and SpaceX felt that they were stupid in throwing millions of dollars worth of equipment into the oceans. And SpaceX says that's a really foolish way to spend money. Well, either NASA lacked the necessary technology, or perhaps no one thought to do so. Due to the success of the Falcon 9 and its Merlin engines, SpaceX opted to remain with a similar approach. It took SpaceX a few years and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make reusable rockets a viable option, and now Falcon 9s are the industry standard for reusable rockets. Like we said at the beginning, the Starship's Raptor's engines are methane-powered powerhouses that may complete the entire Mars expedition by 2024. The Raptor engines, however, were created especially for SpaceX Starship project in comparison to the Merlin engines that the company presently uses in its Falcon 9 reusable rockets. The SpaceX Raptor is a collection of full-flow stage combustion cycle rocket mechanisms that were created and built for testing on the SpaceX Starship, which is still under development. Instead of the RP-1 kerosene and LOX, or simply Kerolox, used in SpaceX's previous Merlin and Kestrel rocket engines, the engine is powered by cryogenic liquid methane and liquid oxygen, also known as methalox. The Raptor engine, which drives SpaceX Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, has more than double the velocity of the Merlin engine. If you guys want to keep it simple, it may be SpaceX's best shot at exploring the whole solar system thanks to its cutting-edge design and technology. Up to 100 people may be transported into space by these massive machines, potentially to Mars and the Moon. During a so-called hop test of a Starship prototype named Starhopper in February 2019, SpaceX tested the first Raptor version that was ready for flight. Reusability is a key feature of the engine since, according to Musk, each one must be ready to fly up to 1,000 times in order to support the ambitious operations of Starship. The main engines of Starship, which only flew a few dozen times each, were the most frequently reused engines in the history of space travel. The Raptor engine represents a substantial advancement over SpaceX's existing Merlin engine, which is used on its operating Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets. One is that, while being of comparable size, it has double the thrust of its predecessor owing to a substantially greater pressure, pushing about 380,000 pounds of force at sea level against the mere 190,000 pounds. Now, if you guys are bored from hearing the numbers, the theoretical part is finished. The Starship may be far more significant than you think. The size and the possibility for the reuse of Starship are the key components of its promise. We now know that the Starship will be able to launch a payload that is 100 metric tons, which also happens to be the largest volume of any rocket currently in use. Elon Musk stated that the entirely reusable design of Starship might cut the launch price by roughly $2 million. A more economical means to conduct ongoing studies of our planet may be made possible by a Starship. As part of the Earth System Explorer program, it may potentially make it possible to carry out more demanding scientific missions. We also have some wonderful news right now. At SpaceX's Starbase facility in Boca Chica, Texas, the Starship rocket prototype roared to lift during a static-fire test. 6 Raptor engines on the Ship-24 vehicle were tested on September 9th in preparation for the Mammoth rocket's eagerly anticipated orbital mission. Chris Bergen of NASA Spaceflight and SpaceX both posted images of the flaming test. A massive cloud of smoke quickly engulfed the launch pad after the black upper stage rocket was spotted towering tall amidst flames. In Texas and Florida, 2 Starship orbital prototypes are being built. Although nominally in competition, the SpaceX teams at each location communicate with one another and exchange information about their construction methods. It is essentially a mechanism to test the design of the vehicle, a method used frequently in software engineering to speed up manufacturing. Pretty great, huh? Anyways, we'll see more of these in the coming days. Ready for that? Alright, that's about it for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you guys loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll meet again in the next one.